Hey, what's up everyone? James from Junkyard Fox here. Thank you for joining me. And today we're going to be taking a look at a flashlight. Now, I've only reviewed a flashlight once before on my channel, and as I said previously, I tend to avoid reviewing flashlights. One, they're a little boring to review. There's really not much variety you could do testing a flashlight. And two, I personally, as a viewer, as a YouTube viewer, I'm not that interested in flashlights. I'm not interested in the latest and greatest every month. What I have works for me, and in case what I have fails me, I break it, I lose it, then I'll take an interest and look into, something that I may be able to upgrade. But for the most part, I'm satisfied with what I have. However, I really do want to show a new flashlight because flashlights are obviously a very useful piece of gear to carry with you, whether it's the everyday stuff, at work, or something of an emergency. Of course, illumination is extremely important, and I'm going to take a look at a really budget-friendly, awesome little flashlight today. So thank you for joining me. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so the flashlight that I'm talking about is this one right here, which is the Atactical A1 flashlight. Now, Atactical is an up-and-coming company. They just started a couple months ago, something of an offshoot from Through-Night. Now, they also recently changed their name now to Wowtac. So, Atactical A1 or Wowtac A1, it's the same flashlight. And they were cool enough to send this to me. So really cool little budget-friendly flashlight. I've looked around. This goes from 20 to 25 bucks, and for the size and strength of this flashlight, that's really good. To put it into comparison, I have my everyday carry flashlight right here, the Through-Night Archer 1AV3, and you can tell how smaller it is. And this one runs about $10 more expensive, so that'll just give you some perspective right there. So reason I really enjoy this flashlight, well, one, it's really cheap. 20 to 25 bucks for this size, this strength, that's really good. And two, it's USB rechargeable. So like 99% of us, we're out, in cities, we have laptops, we have electricity. So all you got to do is plug it into your vehicle, your laptop, on an outlet in your home, and you can charge it. Just the long-term money saving effect of that from not having to buy batteries is going to really, be worth it. So here's the box that it comes with. Simple, really nice. I like simplicity. Okay, now of course it comes with the flashlight itself, comes with spare O-rings, user's manual, the USB rechargeable cable, and just to show you guys, just to demonstrate here, you remove the back, then it has the rechargeable battery. The port is right here. It's a little thin. There you go. And you plug it in whatever you want, and there'll be a light up here whether it's red or green if it's ready. And I really like that. Once again, for 20 bucks, you're really getting a great deal out of this. Okay, now this does come with a 2-year warranty. The length is about 5¼ inches, and it weighs 86 grams. Now, it does have 6 modes. We'll show them later on. Now, because of the weight, the size and the weight, I really don't see this being an everyday carry. It does come with the pocket clip, but once again, because of the size, I very much doubt it anyone's going to be really EDCing this on their person. Unless, say, like you're a security guard in the graveyard shift or something. However, it's really great to have in your haversack or in your shop, your garage, at home for emergencies, anything like that. I think that would be really good. So to show off the 6 modes, we're just going to wait for the sun to go down, so that way you guys can get a really good glimpse at the different lumens, the different modes. So we'll come back shortly. Well guys, darkness has fallen, so it's time to show off the different modes. Now, like most Through-Nights, this one is very similar. It has the tilt switch in the back that clicks it on, and then there's a second switch towards the front that switches the mode. So let's start with the first mode. Okay, so for the first mode, it's called low mode. Now this one is 10 lumens and can last 5.5 days. Now this one is very low, but 10 lumens is still good enough. I use this one a lot. Say if I have to wake up very early, 4 or 5 a.m., and I don't want to wake up my girlfriend or my cats, this is enough illumination to help me at least find my shoes or my pants, or at least guide me to the restroom. So really good for just those, where you don't need too much lights. This one also helps, say I'm going through my haversack late at night. It's just enough light to help me see in there. Okay, go ahead and click the next one, and that's going to be our medium. Now medium is 63 lumens and can last up to 19 hours. Now this is usually where I keep it for the most part. If you are living in the city, then there's going to be a lot of ambient light from street lights and vehicles and buildings. So this is enough to whatever you need to light up. With that ambient light, you're not going to need to be using too much juice. So that's usually where I keep it. The next one's going to be the high mode. There we go. The high mode, which is 200 lumens and can last up to 5.5 hours. Now this one is very bright. This is usually where most EDC lights kind of, this is usually the range, 200 lumens, and that's really bright. I would say that one's more useful for, say, you're outdoors, say camping, and you need to make your way to the restroom, or you heard some weird noise. You might think it's a bear or something. So that one's really good. Okay, and then we're gonna go to turbo mode. Now see, this is one glitch I don't like is recently, this is something recent, it's begun to start from the beginning instead of just automatically moving to the next. I don't like that. Once again, it barely started about a week ago. Before, it didn't used to do that. Okay, so the next one is turbo mode. That's 550 lumens. That's over twice as much lumens as the last mode, and that one can last 3.3 hours. Very bright. Now, of course, due to limitations in our camera equipment, you can't see as far as I wish you could, because I could definitely see pretty far. This one goes as far as 205 meters, so that's a very strong light. Okay, and the next mode is going to be strobe. There we go. Now once again, that is a glitch that is recent, that you have to start from the beginning. Okay, now this one blinks in threes, of course, SOS mode. And I used to think SOS and strobe mode were pretty useless, but I have a story to tell about that one because it really did come in handy recently. And last one is strobe mode. So you just go ahead and hold that button down, and it moves to strobe mode, which is also 550 lumens and can last up to 4 hours. Now, as I said before, I used to think strobe mode and SOS mode were something of a novelty. They really didn't do much in our modern day. But recently, it did come in handy. A couple of weeks ago, my girlfriend, she was coming home from work, and her alternator in her vehicle gave out. And she had to stop in a very busy, very dark part of town in the street. And she was very worried that a car that wasn't paying attention, drunk driver or somebody texting, might crash into her. Without the alternator, she couldn't even have her hazard lights on, and she was in the middle of the street. So she put this light in the back of her vehicle and kept it going with the strobe mode, and people were able to notice. I was able to get there, and we were able to push the car to a parking lot. But this really came in handy that night. So I have a newfound appreciation for our flashlights in the everyday uses. Like all modern day flashlights that involve, prepping and outdoors, it should be a very tough light. It should be able to withstand some damage. Now, you don't have to get all crazy about it, just something realistic is good enough for me. So a drop from 1.5 meters, it should be strong enough to withstand that. So, this is for everyday, you lend it to your kid and he drops it, or, you dropped it while you're walking. It should be able to take some beatings and should be okay. It is also waterproof up to 1 meter. Now, of course, being in the desert, it's not going to be easy for me to show that, but we have here our Rick and Morty water canteen. So as you can tell, come hell or high water, whatever happens and you're out, and say a flash flood happens, something like that, this can still help you out to a degree. You don't want to get too crazy about it. You're not going to go deep sea diving with it, but for those emergency scenarios, that can help you out. So, really tough little light. Was just dunked in water. It can still change up. Really cool. These are cool effects for a party. Well, everyone, that's about the conclusion of this review. I really want to thank Wowtac for sending this to me, guys, because this is an exceptional flashlight. For 20 to 25 bucks, USB rechargeable that comes with the recharging battery included, the USB cable can go up to 550 lumens. This is an exceptional budget-friendly flashlight. One thing I don't like, one small nitpick, is that it sometimes will make you start from the beginning like this. It makes you start from the very low mode, which I wish it wouldn't do that. Not a deal breaker, but it does happen. At least to mine it does. Other than that, I really do wish that it came with some kind of like a nylon pouch. Once again, this flashlight is way too big to be carrying in my pocket. So I think it'd be useful to bring a little nylon pouch to go ahead and attach it to add it to your backpack. Now this one was from an older flashlight that I had that I lost, and it fits pretty good in there. So that's how I keep it. This is a great flashlight to keep in your vehicle for emergencies, keep it in your office, in your garage, at home. Once again, it's USB rechargeable, so as long as we have power, this flashlight is going to be useful. Obviously, it's not going to be very good for a bug out bag or something like that where, you know, worst case scenario and, you know, we don't have electricity or power. But really great light. I think it'd be great for truckers, for example, for security guards. Really cool light. Okay, so that's about the conclusion, guys. Now, if you did enjoy this video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet to keep up with my adventures. And I'll see you guys next week with another video. Now go outside and get your boots dirty.